50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and together with my friend Sam Garlep, we're reading every chapter of my Harry Potter fanfiction from when I was 13. This is book 4 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Phantom Farter. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sam Garlep's here.
I'm here.
Oh yeah, if you listen to the Patreon bonus, which you can only do by heading to patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys, you will understand why today's show is going to be all about clicks.
All about clicks, baby.
Clicks. So go and listen to that. Just sign up. You get an extra 10 to 15 minutes every week.
And yeah, we had some very special guests and a tour of the set of Harry Potter and the Boys.
We did a tour. Well, we didn't really do a tour.
No, we didn't. We should have that.
Yeah, but really, honestly, the best content of the show is on Patreon. Or is it? Or is that?
No, we don't say that either. Yeah.
No, you're not. But then I don't want to be like, you're not missing much. If you're here and you feel bad, you're not missing much.
Okay, fine. It's fine. It is the best. Yeah. Guys, great to be here for another week. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode.
We did do the $10,000 Patreon tier.
Yeah, we did.
$10,000 a month. And currently there is no one in it.
Yeah.
So, but if you do want to pay us...
It would have been a particularly good week.
Yeah, if you wanted to pay us $10,000 a month, we did do a particularly good chat.
Because Mike came in and said, we have to talk about this topic. And I was like,
it's a trending topic around our industry.
And I thought you meant you wanted to do it on the podcast. No. And I was like, oh, God,
no,
really?
I just meant me and you have to talk about it personally in the $10,000 tier.
Well, but can I just say something, text message I received between you, between us doing the Patreon and starting the main podcast.
Yeah, baby.
It has nothing to do with anything. It's just that my aunties are down with their dogs at the moment. From Queensland.
Fantastic.
And they said, they've got two dogs, Mercy and Marley.
Oh, Mercy.
Yeah, kind of a cool name, I actually think.
Yeah. You remember the game Mercy?
Oh,
did you used to do Mercy?
Yeah, Mercy. Yeah, you had to how would you play that?
In Australia, or at least in Melbourne, you'd play Mercy, where you'd literally just
link your hands and
link your hands and try to cause as much pain as possible.
And you'd like twist people's wrists.
Yeah, and then to give up, you have to say Mercy. And that means
bring that
lost.
Back.
Mercy's
I don't want to do it now, but
anyone still playing Mercy?
Yeah,
let us know.
Next live show, we'll have a live
Mercy championship.
Yeah. So anyway, my auntie Deb said, hey, how are you guys? Yeah, anyway, Mercy had a toilet issue, which was hideous. This morning. I cleaned why? I don't know why I'm getting this message. Like,
is this in a group chat?
It's in a group chat, but no one asked.
And where are they staying?
At my grandma's house.
Okay, yeah.
They said, cleaned as well as I could. This is fucked. I only just read this. Chucked her in the laundry tub for a bath and was trimming bits and cut her anus. Yes, you read right. Anus. Fuck me, did I feel so bad.
What was she trimming? Just
like her butt hair, I guess, which I think she had shit all over it.
But couldn't you just wash that out? Isn't that the purpose of the bath?
Yeah, but I don't know.
God. Sometimes, though, I do wish I could cut off bits of my anus.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a joke.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I don't know.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, she said it bled a lot. And
it sounds like it would if you cut off someone's anus.
And she said, last time I cut the dog's butt without my glasses. I was like, well, don't
cut the dog's butt.
Don't cut the dog's butt.
Wow, that is is fantastic.
I just think I had to bring that to the table as I just read it.
To link that to Harry Potter, do you know what I actually think
Please.
Sometimes is like J.K. Rowling was never very subtle about her naming, right? Because, in Prisoner of Azkaban, what is there, aside from the Dementors, can you think of the thing that keeps recurring in Harry's life that is like an omen, like something he keeps seeing?
The black dog?
The black dog. Now, Sirius is a constellation that is a dog, and black means black. So
Yes.
so throughout the book, you're
Yeah.
seeing this black, like, now as a kid, you obviously don't know that Sirius is a dog constellation, but it's like his name is literally Black Dog.
Yeah. Thank God his animagus turned out to be a black dog.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Remus Lupin is Wolfson, pretty much. But yeah, I just
Wolfson.
That's how I'm linking it to that dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Sirius, I think at one point they cut his anus during the
Yes, in Goblet of
fire.
Yeah. And yeah, Sirius.
They didn't show that part. They don't show They can't show everything in the books.
What? How could they?
How could they?
I do think, it would have been funny just to get Harry went to the toilet. Like, just to, that would make it feel really, we know there's bathrooms at Hogwarts. We never see anyone using them.
Yeah, did Harry shower at some point
We never find out.
in these 7 years?
Yeah. Sometimes I actually also wonder, about Professor Snape being in his pajamas. Like, does he sleep naked? What does he wear?
What does Professor Snape
Wear to bed? I reckon he's a nude sleeper.
Wow. But in a big velvety, like a blanket
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, it would, just on the other point, it would be nice if they're like, so they thought they'd have to rush to the library to look at, Gillyweed or whatever.
Yeah.
But then Harry realized he really needed to do a poo. So he stopped at the bathroom.
Yeah, he said, go on without me,
Go on
guys,
without
'cause he
me.
was a bit poo shy. He didn't want to publicise that he had to poo. But,
So Harry went to the bathroom on the second floor.
Yeah.
Did a poo.
Yeah.
He's in there for about 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then he met Ron and Hermione at the thing, and they said, where were you? And he said, I just forgot the cloak. Thought I'd grab the cloak.
Like,
Just
so
in
because
case.
you said you were just doing a wee. Yeah, I did just do a wee. I just forgot my cloak. So that's what took the extra time.
Yeah, that would be funny.
I saw a few Harry Potter things. This is an audio medium, but
Yeah.
I saw. I honestly thought this was filmed at the pub I used to work at. There was just someone's just subtly filmed a guy in front of the in the TAB section or the betting section of the pubs.
Yeah,
that we have
because in
Australia
you have pokies in the pubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is quite sad at times. But
but then they have horse racing and dog racing, which is also sad. But then this is what used to happen at the pub that I used to work at. We just have the TV on, just whatever movies are on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it's often
because this Channel 7 will just on a Saturday night just do a movie.
Yeah, so it's had horse racing on during the day, and we just leave it on, and it goes into whatever movie's on. And often Harry Potter was on.
Yeah,
and so,
Harry Potter is on a lot in Australia.
So here's a guy, an old guy in a flanny.
Yeah. So there's some random old guy who's definitely there to gamble on horses, is just watching Dumbledore announce that Gryffindor has won the House Cup.
And he's cheering. And he cheers.
He's cheering along. Is that the pub you used to work at?
I thought it was. I think it is.
You know what?
But then the guy that I think it is, he's an absolute dickhead, so he'd be supporting Voldemort. I know he wouldn't. He'd be Slytherin.
I gotta say, I wouldn't mind normalizing pubs doing movie nights. Come to the pub, have a chat, but there'll also just be a movie on.
There will be a movie on.
We'll put a movie on. You can drink and chat quietly, but you can also just sit there and watch the movie.
That would be good.
I think there's an untapped market there.
And
movie pubs.
Pub
movie night.
I think particularly
copyright.
Okay. I think some might do this already. But I think particularly in that area where there is the gambling happening.
Yeah.
Often these people just need a distraction.
They just need something to do, something to watch.
Yeah. But he was on, but then I did think I saw him later on, he was betting on the Triwizard tournament later that day.
Well, weren't Fred and George taking bets for that?
Sports bet, Triwizard. Yeah.
You know what I've always wondered in Harry Potter?
If your Thestral comes in second or third, we'll refund it.
You get a power bet.
Or fourth of it, we actually can't tell which place the Thestral came in because we can't see. But anyway,
have we talked about how in Australia, all gambling advertising is literally just how good's gambling? Gambling's great. Gambling's awesome. You can win heaps of money. Gambling, fucking gambling. And then it's don't gamble. Gamble sucks. Gamble responsibly. That's every gambling ad.
No, we haven't talked about that, but that's really
it's
funny.
been legislated that they have to end their ads by basically telling people not to gamble.
Yeah.
So.
Bet with mates. Do you have mates? If you don't, you better bet. Only people with betting things have mates. You don't have friends if you don't bet anyway. Don't bet, please, because you might lose your money in your house.
Might lose all your money in your house. That would.
They
suck.
should have. I was thinking this because there's Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
There's all these other ones. They should have
Sports
Bet Wrapped.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, remember when you nearly lost your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year you lost $500,000. Think what you could have got instead.
You're like, oh, great.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think
Your top thing to lose money on is the Russian table tennis.
Do you remember this scene in Goblet of Fire, the movie, where like Fred and George are taking bets and they're outside like bets, take a bet, get your bets in, and then a girl just turns around, like an unknown character just goes, "Don't be so mean," and just keeps walking. Do you remember that scene?
No.
It happens, and I've always been like, what's the purpose of that scene?
So we're taking bets, and she says, "Don't be so mean."
Yeah.
For the
try with the tournament.
Sorry,
She just walks through. She's a character. She's almost as elusive, well, probably more elusive than it's like trying to catch
Bem.
Smoke Guy. Yeah, Bem. She just walks in. She looks at Fred and George and goes, "Don't be so mean," and just keeps walking. It's never explained like who she
I'd
was.
love to.
You'd love to get into the mind of that decision, wouldn't
I
you?
wonder where she is now.
I bet she's doing cameo.
And I bet she is. Oh.
Don't be so mean, girl. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
God. I did have one thing.
Yeah.
If you I'm sure you don't, but last week on the show it was Godzilla Neville, and
yeah.
there was some confusion and debate between us about
I said Godzilla was female.
No, it wasn't that. It was that Neville had been transformed into Godzilla, and it was described as like with Neville-like face. And then I was saying there's examples of like animated characters that still look like the person they're based on, and you were like, give an example, and I couldn't think of one.
Yeah, okay.
Well, one of our Patreonuses, Rowan Longmire, said, I think what you're alluding to is something like the Incredible Hulk, where like when Mark Ruffalo transforms into the Hulk, it still looks like Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
And when like, I'm sure in the new Captain America, which has Harrison Ford as the Hulk, it still kind of has like Harrison Ford-ish features. I think that's what I was alluding to.
Okay.
Does that
now I get that.
Because I said it was like Tom Hanks in Polar Express.
It's a little bit different because like Godzilla to me, the face of a lizard
is very different from
a Hulk. A Hulk is like a human that is big.
It's a humanoid shape. Well, a Hulk is not like a human. A Hulk is like a Hulk. It's a different species. What are you looking up?
No, I don't want to tell you anymore.
You can't just stop talking and look up stuff on your phone.
I was trying to look up the thing I found, like the walrus with the human face, but they're really dark.
Yeah, that's very dark. I mean, is it kind of like even Voldemort?
Yeah.
Voldemort kind of like looks a bit like, well, still looks like Ray Fiennes, but it's a lot of CGI. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah. So okay, so I get it.
Yeah, cool, man.
I guess I get
sounded
what you
like
mean.
you did.
Well, I just still think that's not the strongest argument. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. No, hey, fair
But
enough.
we love the listener contributions.
Yeah, we love them.
Please keep them coming
We'll
in.
do another hour post at some point.
We'll release it a year after that.
Once we get over accidentally deleting the other one, we will.
You didn't tell me that.
I told you I accidentally deleted it. Maybe not on air. I definitely accidentally deleted.
I think you said, we didn't post it.
Yeah, we didn't post it, and then when I went to post it a few months later, I was like, I've deleted it. So great owls in that one.
I also saw this other thing, which maybe we should watch at one point. I don't know how this came across this, but someone has posted this that.
I saw that too.
Oh,
the fan film.
Yeah, they've made a 3-part Harry Potter fan series on YouTube.
I watched the trailer. It looked good.
Called Mudblood.
Yeah,
it looks good. Maybe
we will watch it for next week and do a review.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did you hear John Lithgow is confirmed Dumbledore?
I think we mentioned this last week.
No, I said he's theorized, but he's actually officially locked in now.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Wow, that's fucked.
Which he's
good. I like him.
He's what is he? 77?
79.
79.
Yeah. Would you want to cast someone younger to just bit of insurance?
Yeah, maybe.
To make sure they last.
After he finishes up on this series, he's about ready to bloody run the US. United States of America.
Could be the next president.
Bloody hell.
President Dumbledore.
Jesus
Christ.
But he is. I was thinking when I saw that, I'm like, 70, he is old.
Yeah.
And like, we were talking about last week how he was on Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah. When
He was
that?
old then.
Was that in like the 90s?
I think it was.
Yeah, and even then, yeah. You
I
were
was like, oh,
this
he's
guy's
the old guy.
Yeah. But I guess
Like
then
30
he
years
only
ago.
would have been 59 or something, or 49.
yeah.
Yeah.
People be old.
People be old. Olds be people.
Hey, but you know what? What's old is new, and what is new is this bloody podcast, this bloody fan fiction.
Should we do the double F?
I think we should.
Yeah, we'll jump into the double F. Why not?
Thanks, everyone. We
Why the
love
fuck not?
you guys listening. And we just love doing this bloody funny old
I
podcast.
do love doing this podcast. It's
Same.
just, it's just a fun way to spend my time when, like, I probably should be trying to better myself or like working on my career or trying to earn more money or getting my shit together. But I'm like, let's do this.
I
instead.
think this contributes to that.
Yeah, I
in
do too,
its own,
actually.
in its own small way.
So we pick up on chapter 18, Neville. Sam. Sorry, Sam.
I've never been more insulted in my life.
Neville's great.
I'm the Neville?
Of this dynamic, you are the Neville, I think.
Oh,
I'm the Harry.
I think you're the Mike.
No, I'm the Harry. Anyway, last week, a child was brutally murdered. And in the book, and if you listen to the Patreon, you'll understand that. And
That was me clicking the first time, just so you know, that was my reference.
by Godzilla Neville.
Yes.
And we
yeah.
pick up at chapter 18, and Harry was in a weed-filled haze. We pick up at chapter 18, Sam. Most frequently on this podcast, we will begin reading the double F by reading the title of the chapter.
I don't follow.
Well, I guess we'll sit here in silence until you do.
I've been told I'm incredibly uncomfortable with silences, so I will have to do something.
We should plug your Comedy Fest show.
Oh, please.
Yeah, sorry, we should do that right now. Go.
So I'm going to do it.
It's Sam Garlep Scam Garlep.
Yes.
And you're in Adelaide next month and then Melbourne in April.
I'm in Adelaide freaking soon, actually. So Adelaide on the 20th of March, the 23rd of March. Please come to that. And then, Melbourne Comedy Festival. Right after that, from April 5th, and I'm doing like 7 shows.
Comedyfestival.com.au to get your tickets or like just go to your Instagram or something.
Yeah. It's selling pretty well. So going all right.
Yeah, awesome.
But and Mike's you helped me with a little ditty.
Oh yeah, there's a couple ditties. Well, I'm sorry. Not ditty.
Oh,
not
sorry.
Ditty. Ditty as in song.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah.
Ditty as in the song Jack and Diane by what's that guy's name? John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
He says
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
It's that kind of ditty.
Like a song.
Not like a P ditty.
Yeah.
Or a P
Well,
Puff Daddy.
maybe Mike helped me and we actually hunted down Diddy.
Diddy is Puff Daddy as well, right?
Yeah.
Because in School of Rock, when like Jack Black is asking all the kids, what are you into? And one guy goes, Puff Daddy. That gives off a really different meaning now.
It really does.
Yeah. Anyway, good on Diddy. Also,
Not good on Diddy.
Bad on Diddy, sorry. If I was Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong's nephew, wouldn't you be pissed?
Are they going to rename
Don't know.
Diddy Kong?
Maybe.
It's tough, isn't it?
Christ.
All
Anyway.
right, this bloody world.
All right, let's read the title of the chapter, which is Diddy Kong, because you would be the Diddy and I'd be the Donkey Kong.
Just can you at least finish it and say I would
Diddy
be the Diddy
Kong.
Kong? I mean, come on. You're the disgraced rapper and rapist,
And
Diddy,
I'm
allegedly.
Donkey Kong.
And I'm Donkey Kong. Okay, great. I'm just going to start because it's already...
start.
Chapter 18. Godzilla Neville and the Champions.
Ooh. Digimon.
Digital monsters.
Digimon are the champions. That just reminded me of
Digimon.
that. Digital monster.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
That last chapter was so weird. I don't know why I wrote it. Never talk about it again. Well, that's...
Well, don't talk about it.
What I will say is that, yes, you wrote it, but also it had Godzilla Neville in it. And this chapter's also about Godzilla Neville. So I assume there will be some crossover.
Yeah, but we can cross our fingers that everyone will survive, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully. But we don't know. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Well, it kind of works that never talk about it again because I often don't remember what they were anyway. Now, it was the day of the first task.
Ooh. Sorry.
And Derrick woke up completely in fear and anxiety.
Yeah, he would.
Oh, because he'd be nervous about it. He had the chat with Blade, but he actually hadn't done anything productive to actually follow through with anything that Blade had told him.
I think in actual Goblet of Fire, like Moody speaks to Harry, and then there's like a few chapters where he's like learning the Accio spell.
Yeah.
But in this, Derrick's like, yeah, good idea,
Good
Blade.
idea.
Oh, no, it's the day.
I said I was going to do that, and then that is just so me.
I haven't done it.
I would so do that. I do that.
You know what I actually have to
I did that.
Now that, wow, okay.
No.
Now that I like live with my partner and like, you know, maybe when I was single, you just like leave stuff around the house because it's like, well, only I'm affected.
Yeah.
Now I actually have to remind myself like, oh, if I don't do this, someone has to.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be Claire.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay, so I should do it.
I think
do you find that?
Yeah, well, I think that I realized that I would be happy. Well, I'm happy to leave something around for a bit longer.
Yeah.
Mel isn't.
Yeah.
She needs to have things away. So if I leave it out, she's not going to leave it out.
No, that's it.
Which I'm because I'm like, no, we can just all leave it. But
Yeah,
that will never happen.
But also,
so now I put things away.
What I've realized is like the philosophy behind that, which I share, is like we'll just leave it. It's like, are we just saying we'll just keep this tub here forever? It just lives on the floor now because it's dropped.
Yeah,
like,
I guess when you put it that way, our standpoint isn't that backable.
And it's like my male monkey brain just goes, has to actually calculate, hang on, if I don't do this, someone will. And then I'm just burdening someone else because I'm like, let's just keep... Oh, we dropped a bunch of salt on the floor. Let's just leave it there. Yeah, we have to do that now.
It'll eventually disappear.
I used to say to my mum, if I just like spilt water on the table or something, she'd be like, wipe it up. I'm like, it'll dry. She's like, it's not just going to evaporate in an hour.
But that's what I would think.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, you know.
It'll evaporate. It's water.
Oh, you just put enough things down. Oh, yeah. Next time I'm there with a cloth.
Yeah. But that could be, who knows when that could be a year.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway, let's read the book.
All right. Let's be better people.
Yeah.
And we are. Okay. So this is about Derrick. He, Dyldo, Harold, and Olivia were ushered down to the Quidditch pitch, which had been repurposed as the venue for the first task. Students had all turned out to watch the event and were so excited to watch the event. Okay, so was that where the dragons were?
I think so.
It felt like a different area, didn't it?
Yeah. But then what other big open but also closed area would there be? You know?
How do they get up to those? Is it stairs? You know, in the Quidditch.
I guess it's stairs. Remember in the Quidditch World Cup, they're like walking up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Malfoy goes, if it rains, you'll be the first to know.
Lucius Malfoy
is in White Lotus.
White Lotus. Yeah. And there's nothing else to say about that.
And he's American.
Yeah.
Have you watched all
I've
episodes?
No, I've watched the first episode.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm actually embarrassed. I was watching it and I didn't immediately pick it up that it was him.
He reminds me of Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
In like
Same.
Glass Onion and Knives Out.
Yes.
Yeah. You get that vibe?
100%. Anyway.
It's almost like he's specifically trying to be Daniel Craig from those movies in the way he speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good on him.
Still love him though.
Yeah. If I had a passing resemblance to Daniel Craig, I'd probably try to do it too.
He also plays Captain Hook in Peter Pan in the 2003 one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So moving on. Oh no, this is you.
Oh yeah, I'm Olivia. How are you? How are you feeling, boys? Is that good? How are you feeling? Wait.
She's American as well, right?
How are you feeling, boys?
Olivia asked them. Look, I'm feeling like Rove McManus at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, said Dyldo.
So that quote might alienate a lot of our audience.
Well, said Dyldo, making a uniquely Australian reference that no one understood.
Yeah, so not only is that reference like uniquely Australian, it's also probably like if you were born after 2001, you probably wouldn't know Rove McManus. Or maybe you would.
But he had Rove Live.
Yeah. So
hang on, but
Rove McManus did a show called Rove Live.
A late night, like a late night show.
Which was probably Australia's only kind of at least successful late night talk show in that era. And it was once a week, kind of in the same vein as, Jimmy Kimmel kind of vibe. And he'd get big celebrities on. Hamish and Andy would do a segment, Ryan Shelton. And I think it was on a Tuesday night.
No, that's what is confusing me. I thought it was on Sunday nights.
I think it moved to Sundays. I think it was originally on Tuesdays and then it went to Sundays.
Okay.
So I think when Dildo's saying, I'm feeling like Rove McManus at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, he either means I'm really hyped up and ready to go or I'm feeling nervous because the show's about to start.
Or the show's on a Sunday and it's Tuesday and he goes, wow. And he's like, well, I've got a lot of work. I've got my first meeting to plan this show for the next week. And so I've got a lot of time.
Yeah. If the show is only on Sundays, then it definitely does change the meaning of that.
Or it could be certain people. It could be when they started. This could be dated to when they started the very first episodes of the project. News delivered differently, which
because Rove's company did that.
Yeah,
didn't he?
maybe he wasn't on it at the start though.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, anyway.
Well, great to see Rove McManus, but also, the other thing
Great
is
to see Rove McManus
in the context of this book, in the canon of the book, we're in 2060. Dildo is only like 16 years old, which places him in like the mid 50s of the 2000s. Oh, the mid 40s of the 2000s, which Rove McManus. Probably, I don't know when Rove was born, probably 1970-ish, I reckon, or 75, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And which means, it's highly unlikely that Rove would have had another show in primetime TV.
That's what I'm thinking.
That Dildo would have watched.
maybe at this point in time, he has like Rove Unalive at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Possibly, he's a ghost now.
Yeah.
But also, the fact that Dildo watches this new Rove show, even though Rove, we assume, is a muggle. But then maybe this book is foretelling that Rove McManus is actually a wizard.
Oh my God, that's why, and that's why he can live so long. Or maybe he's like an elf. He's quite, or a
he is
a house elf.
He's
very.
Well,
he's
I don't think he's a house elf.
Well, not a house elf. Okay.
God.
He's American, isn't he? Yes.
Yes.
Everybody, gather round, gather round. It was Fuxter Fungorius, who was also accompanied by Harry Potter, Crocomite Dundoo, Hermione, Blade, and Cheeseman Damo. Oh, and of course, Buckety Duckety Dock was close by to Fuxter as well. My sincere apologies were a bit late. I was up all night searching for a missing student. There's absolutely no sign of him, which is worrying, but the show must go on, and none of my peers seem to have any idea of foul play, Fuxter said.
Sorry, I realized halfway through he's referring to the student from his school who was murdered in the last chapter, which Harry was under a fever dream for.
None of my peers seem to have any idea of foul play, Fuxter said. Okay. And then in big brackets and big letters, it says, "Do not mention the last chapter."
Oh, okay.
Harry looked awkward and just tried to blend in with the others. trying to blend in when you're on stage with 4 people and you're the headmaster. So funny.
Like, how is he doing that? Just really stiffening up and looking around.
Yeah. Harry. Oh yeah. Sorry. Now, Fuckety Duckety Dock here has asked to explain the rules of the event, which I reluctantly agreed to. Fuxter said.
Ooh, okay. Yo, 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 Fuckety Duckety Duck coming back at you.
FDD said. Isn't FDD? Didn't they? Oh no, that's.
What's FDD?
Oh no,
so
I'm thinking of FDR, who's
what's FDR?
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Oh. Everybody goes in together on this. The most golden poo you grab, the winner.
I'm annoyed that it does none of it rhymes.
There's no rhythm or rhyme. Fuckity duckity. Oh, okay.
That makes no fucking sense, but okay, no worries, said Fuxter, rolling his eyes and pushing Fuckety Duckety Dock over onto the floor. Absolute idiot. Oh, by the way, everyone who was competing got to have one friend join them for the pre-chat. I was just like, oh, and by the way, remember this thing from the movies that they did in the books and the movies, so.
To her credit, J.K. Rowling often establishes all the people that are there before so that she doesn't have to go, by the way,
they were here
these
too.
people are here.
So now go back and picture it as if there was...
That's the thing, yeah.
Dyldo had brought his friend Gaza. Olivia's friend Kravit unfortunately didn't show up. Again, do not mention the last chapter.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say, but the listeners are doing the math.
It was Kravit.
Poor Kravit.
Yeah, I forgot about Kravit.
Lenny Kravitz.
Kravit Harrington, who we won't mention. And Harold had brought his dad. Oh, that's exciting.
That's his friend.
Because Harold's dad wrote The Nutty Professor.
Professor, yeah, true. Oh, that's right. Oh,
what?
Maybe I'll save this for next week because there's audio that would be relevant. Or maybe I'll just tell you and put the audio in post, but that does sound like a lot of work for me. I'll just do it. Someone sent in a message, and I apologize, I don't have it on me. I think it was on Instagram, but I don't know their name. Apparently, in the movie Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz and Paul Giamatti, Frankie's character, do you know the story? How the guy steals...
We all know the story. No, please.
Frankie... Oh, actually?
What? Oh, he steals...
the movie director steals his movie idea.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Frankie goes into the office to try and find him, but gets escorted out by security. And Frankie goes, I'm telling you, I wrote Big Fat Liar. And then the security guard goes, yeah, and I wrote The Nutty Professor.
No!
And I will put the audio in, hopefully, here.
Where'd they go? I'm telling you, it was my idea.
Oh yeah, and I wrote The Nutty Professor.
No fucking way. Are you absolutely joking?
Well, if I find the audio.
One of my favorite things that I thought was actually an original idea you have taken from a Frankie Muniz movie. And the irony of it, that being stealing and you've stolen it.
We gave away a signed copy of The Nutty Professor on DVD as a prize at the live show. And it feels like there's an integrity loss.
I should have known. But any of these words, I bet you Harold isn't original. I bet you Dilderoni is a character in,
South Park or something.
Or your Lilac Wars or something.
You know what though, Sam? I do think it is impossible that Harold's dad wrote the 1980s version of Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. I reckon he wrote a remake that has come out recently in the canon of the book, similar to the Rove thing, you know?
Or you know what's possible? That this has happened in the same universe as Frankie Muniz' Big Fat Liar, and Harold's dad also was the security guard.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Oh, okay, so that's the most fun thing about this, is it?
Well, but Big Fat Liar takes place in 2002. This takes place in 2060. Like, I guess men can have children at any age.
Look at bloody Al Pacino.
Yeah, and who's the other guy?
Robert De Niro.
And that other guy who, like, the really old guy.
Rupert Murdoch?
I think so. Doesn't he pop out a few kids out of his dick every few years?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's come right out of his dick now.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay,
Harold brought his dad.
Derrick had brought the boys, who counted as one character and were in the room. That doesn't seem like that would pass muster.
Oh, well.
Look, Derrick, since this might be the last time we speak to you, I want you to know that I actually don't mind you and consider you a mate, Michael said.
That's nice.
What do you mean this is the last time you'll speak to me? Derrick said. Well, I mean, have you seen Godzilla Neville? I wouldn't be surprised if that missing Rubac student has something to do with Harry butted in. Michael, you're crazy. Derrick, you're going to be fine, mate. Seriously. Magic Piper?
Magic Piper?
I wasn't reading. Magic Pipe would be actually what makes more sense.
Paper.
Magic Paper? He said, offering Derrick a weed cigarette.
And if I was Derrick,
thanks.
if I was Derrick in this situation, I probably would.
You'd probably just bloody take it.
You'd have one.
Take it at this
You'd
stage.
probably shoot up heroin if you were in that sitch.
Well, I feel like that would make him less likely to survive. I feel like he needs...
No, but I'm saying just to sort of ease yourself before you inevitably die.
I think you go an upper. You get an upper. You go and some coke. some
I
ice.
I don't know those terms, Sam. I haven't dabbled in this
okay.
world, so I'm not familiar with upper.
Okay.
I assume downer. I don't know these words.
No.
You seem to be more well-versed than me.
Okay.
If I do recall correctly, and it is on your wiki page, you did try weed on schoolies in 15 years
Oh
ago
my
to
God.
the day, maybe?
Imagine if that comes out in years. Oh, well.
You know how sometimes, I think it was, it might have been Tony Abbott, who was a former Prime Minister of Australia. And like, to be fair, like not someone that I would personally vote for, right? But I think there was
No,
this
I would
big
never.
scandal when he was running where it was like, Tony Abbott admitted that he smoked weed. Do you want him to be Prime Minister? And I just remember being like, well, the opposition must be getting pretty
Yeah,
desperate if that's where they go.
And people are like, yeah. But they still, that was in, I reckon like a year or two ago in New Zealand politics. They did this, they still did it. They still did, I think to Jacinda Ardern, they were like, have you smoked weed? Like, and she was like, when I was at uni, I had like a puff of it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, go get her out.
But does it get to the point where it's like in 1975, Anthony Albanese pushed his friend over in grade 1. His friend fell in the tambark, scraped his knee, had to go to sick bay and went home early. Do you want him to be Prime Minister?
Oh,
it's like
that's
it's
good.
like I guess.
I guess so. Anthony
now
Albanese.
I'm not sure.
Anthony Albanese pooped his pants multiple times and made a single mother clean him up. He was 2 at the time.
Do you want him to be Prime Minister?
Is that your?
Well, no. If that's what if that's what he's up to,
Oh God, if he's shitting his pants,
if
all
that's
the time,
what he stands for.
he poos his pants.
Okay.
So I just thought it'd be funny if in the reunion episode of Harry Potter and the Boys, you find out it probably that like we just did like edibles before every podcast.
That would be funny.
Probably makes sense.
Also, what reunion episode?
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so no thanks to Derrick. It was time for all of the champions to go out and face Godzilla Neville. They walked out to screams and cheers from the audience of other students. Derrick looked back into the tent where the rest of the boys were giving him a mix of thumbs up and waves goodbye.
Now, is that a mix as in like half of them are going and half are waving? Or is it they're going... I like to think it's that one. Which... you can only see the video on Patreon, but what Sam is doing is exactly how I picture it. And it's sort of like, it reminds me of a classic moment in Futurama where like they're on the planet of all the Amazonian women.
Yes.
And they're like death by snoo snoo, which is they'll basically sex you to death.
Yes.
And Fry and Zap Brannigan Brannigan like but then they like swap to a massive smile because they're gonna have sex.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Actually,
that's a bit crass. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's a popular television show and it really happened.
Popular guy, me.
Now this book continues, I think. We should continue the book. We don't have time to.
We don't have time for self-indulgence.
Mike, I haven't got time to react to that comment. I've got to read the book.
Okay.
Anyway.
We'll just read it. You don't have to keep talking about this.
All right. Well, I won't. And let the task begin, Boxer said, raising the same whistle that Harry had to his mouth.
What was the whistle?
Oh, it was the whistle. Well, we're not allowed to talk about it. It was in the last
Did he
chapter.
have a whistle?
Harry blew a whistle and it turned Godzilla Neville from normal to evil.
Yeah, don't talk about that. Yeah, that's very,
And it actually explains it.
Okay.
Raising the same whistle that Harry had to his mouth, which instantly caused Godzilla Neville to go into an absolute eruption of anger. He was running toward all of the champions while dropping mountains of golden poo, which was the main collectible of the competition.
I like that.
But don't they just have to get like one golden turd? I thought there was only like one golden turd.
I feel like it's changed now since we learned that to there's just poo dropping and you have to fill up like as much as possible.
That's so annoying because I feel like it was like you get the golden turd, like the golden snitch.
Yeah, like the golden egg in the
Oh yeah, the golden egg. Yeah.
A lot of golden stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for a competition, you might like yeah. Olivia snapped into action. She had clearly been prepared well. She cast a shield bubble charm and began apparating around the field in quick succession. Oh, well, that's you, actually.
Florana.
She yelled.
How do you do an American accent?
Yeah.
Florana.
She yelled.
Florana.
She yelled.
Florana.
She yelled, pointing her wand. Sorry, she only says it once. She yelled, pointing her wand to the golden poo, transforming each piece into a small daisy,
Okay.
which she picked up and placed in her jacket pocket. Okay.
Fair.
Dildo was
So she's cast a shield over herself, and then she's apparating around the course. Okay.
and then
it's good magic.
so that she can store these poos.
She's turning them into daisies.
Sure.
Because I guess they'd be soft, right? The daisies would be a bit easier to carry a lot of.
and smaller
and smaller
than these giant turds.
The giant poos, yeah.
Dildo was also adequately prepared, but clearly had a different method. Dildo's major at school was care of magical creatures, and he used this to his advantage. Aguamenti Maxima! He pointed his wand to the ground nearby, creating a large pool of water that was gradually rising.
Oh.
Who cares if I turn the whole pitch to water? I'm fully equipped, said Dildo.
Sounds like a Rove Live skit.
It does.
Sketch.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. We're playing. We're going to get the boys to play a game of soccer, but the thing they don't know is it's going to be completely underwater.
Oh, then Pete Hellier's on the side going, "Oh, Rove, you bloody
Tawny.
Have you watched Apple Cider Vinegar?
No.
Oh,
I've been asked that so many times. I'm like, I guess.
You're not interested, or you just
No,
haven't
I'm just
watched
sick
it?
of getting asked about it.
Well, okay. Can I just say a few quick points? One, the woman who's playing Belle Gibson is an American. Does the best Australian accent I've ever heard from anyone not Australian. It is like unbelievable that she's not Australian.
Wow.
Also, episode 2, Pete Hellier.
You're in it.
Pete Hellier cameo.
What?
Episode 3, Hughesy cameo. That's two cast members of Rove Live right there in
How and why?
Well, Pete Hellier plays like a morning talk show host.
Oh, sorry, he's actually cast in it.
Yeah, he's cast.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Because
Pete Hellier is playing a character that is
Yeah.
like a morning talk show host that's interviewing Belle Gibson. And then Hughesy is...
How is Hughesy anything besides Hughesy?
Hughesy is being watched on a laptop, like he's stand-up, and
That
you just hear
is
his
so
voice.
Because
Rove McManus yet to appear.
Because I was just like, there's not a television show in Australia that Hughesy has not been on.
Yeah. If you're not from Australia, Dave Hughesy Hughes is like probably the most Australian comedian in terms of like his voice, like
Ochre.
very ochre Aussie.
But it is funny that like, and I've got nothing against him. It's like, but he's on every
show. But like Dildo has Hughesy vibes.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually picturing Hughesy, young Hughesy.
Aguamenti Maxima.
Yeah, do it like that. Do Dildo like
God.
that. But like Hughesy,
No.
every show, like name a show. Hughesy, we have a problem. He's that show he used to do.
The Project.
Hughesy, Rove, Hughesy.
The Cheap Seats.
Did Hughesy do an episode?
Yes.
Of The Masked Singer. He's
Yeah.
a judge.
Celebrity Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah.
Probably Dancing with the Stars. I don't even have to check. I just know it. Yeah.
Every radio show, like
Yeah.
every time his radio show gets cancelled, he gets picked up for another show on another network.
Yeah.
Hughesy. You got
Who cares if I turn the whole pitch to water? I'm fully equipped, said Dildo. It was a competitive side of Dildo the boys hadn't seen before.
Interesting.
He was disadvantaging the others by turning the Quidditch pitch into essentially a small lake.
So, he's actually like playing to win and he doesn't care about maybe disadvantaging the other people.
Okay, wow, Dildo. Dildo looked up again. Now, watch this. Expecto Amicus.
Expecto Amicus.
So
Interesting.
Expecto Patronum shoots Patronus.
Ghostly.
Maybe this is an amicus. Amicum.
What's an amicus?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's an amicus. What's that? I don't know.
You better expect it pretty quick. But I'm expecting one to appear very soon.
I also like how Dildo is like narrating what he's doing. Like,
Yeah.
now watch this. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. We're not in like an anime.
And, like, yeah. And, like,
watch this.
they're all like-
Pikachu. Use Thunderbolt.
And they're probably like running around and everything like, well, we don't want to, we're kind of trying
Who's
to.
he talking to?
Yeah. And like, there's a crowd there. They're all watching.
Yeah.
So you can't.
They're
you're
not watching.
Yeah. Out of his wand shot what appeared to be a portal, and a tortoise shot out.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, because Ami. Oh, I thought Ami or Amo means love in Italian or like Latin or French.
Well, here we go. Wow, he just used the Amico charm.
Oh, amico.
Luke said. Well, amico
Hey,
is
amico.
That's friend in Italian, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's, I guess, expecto patronum is like guardian. Expecto amicus is friend.
And if they explain this on the next page, I'll be so livid. I'll be so annoyed.
It does say that Tom is asking, "What's that?" As in, what's the amico charm?
Yeah, what's that? Asked Tom. Oh no. No, oh, the camera's gone.
The camera died. Sorry, Patronuses, Patreonuses.
Fuck. Similar to a Patronus, but the Amicus charm. Oh,
Can we pause? Are we the only podcast that has video capability but just goes, "Oh, sorry guys, the camera died." We've still got another 15 minutes, but it's just the camera's died.
and lots of I do feel bad.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, guys.
Patreonuses.
Because when you're in a real studio, I guess you've got like people, cameras that are like plugged in.
Nah, mate,
Yeah.
I worked in real studios
that's
for a
true.
while, and we could
Oh,
never
actually,
get the cameras right.
That's true. Sorry, speaking of Husey, when I worked on.
You had a big blow up with him, didn't you?
No,
'Cause
not
you
a blow
didn't
up.
give him his right food.
No, but I didn't give him the right food. No, he didn't. Not really a blow up.
But no, you've told that on the podcast.
I have,
Yeah.
but this is unrelated to the food.
But tell that story quickly again.
Oh,
Just
that
for new
I was in.
people.
I was just like the absolute pleb of like getting coffees, getting breakfast, and I had to order Hughes' breakfast. He's famously vegan. I would say,
And he's also famously famous. in
yes, he's
Australia.
famous. Yeah. I got the breakfast. I ran back from the cafe. I handed him, and then he opens it. And he goes. He comes back out of this. There's an egg on there. I'm like, is that not vegan? No, obviously egg's not vegan. I'm like, sorry, Hughesy. And
One of those vegan eggs.
and the executive producer of the show was scary to me.
Oh, really?
Well, to me, she was scary, but then she was great. She was great. But she just like shot me daggers with her. I was like, oh, I swear I said no egg. Anyway, he goes back in. He's eating it
Without the egg, obviously.
without the egg.
Yeah.
It was avo on toast. He comes back out. He goes, "There's feta in the. It's smashed avo with feta, which is cheese, which is not vegan either. So he's actually broken his veganness.
Oh. And he might want that to be a secret, but there you go. You
Oh,
heard it here first.
Anyway,
Hughes,
and then
broke his
but I
vegan-
100% asked for it to be vegan,
Yeah.
and luckily, I think the producer actually heard me on the phone. She was trying to
So
chase
you
me.
had a level of insurance.
But and then I probably shouldn't have eaten it. I then ate it, the rest of it, during the show. And I think that is what sealed my fate of not being asked back.
And didn't you say that from then on he would just get his own breakfast?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But the other thing was that the video, I kept on getting in trouble because the video recording would stop. But the producer would be like, oh, you have to keep looking at that because it always stops.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. And what do I do when it stops? Well,
Yeah.
just try to turn it on again. I'm like, and how do I do that? She's like, you press that, but then sometimes it doesn't. I'm like, oh, okay. So it stopped, and now what do I press? And she's like, shh. And then afterwards, she's like, was that not recording? I'm like, no, but there's no way to, I don't know what to do.
The other thing, like, about that's interesting is like, because like I worked on Hamish and Andy for 7 years, like the biggest podcast in the country with a video equipped studio. Every week, it's like, oh, the videos aren't working. Every week, it's like, how do we make sure they work every time?
If we can't, if the biggest show
In the
can't,
country.
can't get video work, just a
Yeah.
video recording,
Yeah.
what do we have to do?
Like, do we just need to bring, because you like,
Like, is it
wow, there's cameras attached to the studio, but they don't work. So should we bring in our own cameras?
yeah, because exactly. So what I should say, this is the same company.
Yeah.
So then, and then I had to get the engineers, and they'd come and be like, yeah, that just happens.
Yeah.
And I'd be saying,
It's
they're
just
like,
part of it.
Like, yeah, so let us know if it happens again. okay, well, it's happened again 15 minutes later. And I'm getting in trouble for this. She's like, can you fix it? I'm like, no, I don't. No one knows.
I think it's just this thing of like when you're a kid and you're young, you like look at these big companies and you assume that like everything just runs like clockwork. And then you actually go and work there and you realize like the whole place is stuck together with sticky tape and blue tack. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I went to, and I was filming something for like this office building videos, comedy video. Well,
you spoke about this.
Yeah, but I filmed something. No, but then I filmed something again yesterday, and one of the things like, make sure you get our. And like, I'm like, this other feature of like the soundproof phone booths, so you go have a private phone. I was like, oh fuck, we went over there, went in, I closed the door. I'm like, can you hear me? He's like, yeah, I can hear you. I'm like, this is not soundproof at all. It's just like a sliding door. Yeah. It's not soundproof.
It's not soundproof.
There's people working right there.
Yeah.
They're all watching this. Like, can you be quiet? Well, it's meant to be soundproof. So, far out. Anyway.
Oh, God. Well, we got a few funny stories out there.
And luckily, we've put enough distance between the Amico conversation. Now we can explain the Amico.
What is the Amico, Sam?
So, what's that?
Someone explains.
What's that, asked Tom? Similar to a Patronus, but the Amicus charm works when a bond is formed with a pet or animal and allows the user to summon them instantly, Luke responded.
So could you not just do that with Accio? Maybe Accio's not powerful
Yeah, and I guess
enough.
like well, sorry, I said his tortoise. The next sentence he's about to say turtle, so whatever. I mean, it's probably in Australia. So anyway, so we said tortoise.
Also, like of all the animals, like turtle, tortoise, like doesn't scream Australian.
And I guess anyway, Dyldo mounted the turtle, which rapidly began swimming around the arena. Wow. With Dyldo casting another spell, Phantasma Papilio.
Well, that's not how he would say it.
Phantasma Papilio.
Yeah,
but it's not in quotation marks. So
quotations mark.
Fuck,
you idiot.
Idiot. Which seemed to conjure an invisible butterfly net from his wand, which he used to scoop up the golden poo.
And Papilio would be butterfly. Phantasmo would be like ghost. But it's not, there's no net there. It's ghost butterfly is the spell.
Yeah, so.
But anyway, so he's riding a tortoise. This has huge Pokemon vibes, you know? Just surfing on a tortoise with a net.
And like suddenly filling
up with water.
I feel like in Pokemon Stadium there is there is a
surf. It's the move surf.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Good game.
Yeah, great game.
I'm great.
Wish we were playing that.
Oh, same. You want to play after this?
I don't have it.
Oh,
actually, I think I do have it up there, but it's I don't have a Nintendo 64.
You literally
here.
have it.
No, well, what do we have it? What do we got here? Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Pokemon Stadium.
They got to rename that. Wow.
Diddy Kong Racing. They got a rename.
Diddy Racing.
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium.
Wow, it is there.
Absolute classic.
So you literally don't have it. You actually have it.
Yeah, but I can't play it because it's on Nintendo 64. It is funny you said
that. It's within arm reach.
It is within. Pokemon Stadium could currently be in arm's reach, but we can't prove it because the camera died, and we're the only podcast who will not charge the camera and start again.
Which I mean, and that statement is true, but I don't appreciate you saying "we" in that, like that.
At least I supply a camera.
Yeah, that's true.
You could supply one, and then we can film half on mine, half on yours.
That's true.
So you know what? Fuck you.
You know what? At one point in the past, you used to put your iPhone there and film the last half.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's continue because the more we talk, the more they miss out on without video. So, hang on.
You've gone back a page. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, here we go.
He uses Papesmo.
Phantasma Papilio.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, to script the golden poo. In the midst of all this, Derrick had been completely still, paralyzed in fear as Godzilla Neville charged recklessly towards all of them. Harold had implanted Accio and the broomstick
is it
method.
Supposed to be implemented?
Oh, yes.
Implanted.
Harold had implemented Accio and the broomstick method.
It does say implanted, right?
Yeah. Harold had implanted Accio and the broomstick method, which was first of all a complete copy from the movies, which Derrick rolled his eyes at.
Well, you just copied.
Oh, that was not original. but second of all, proved counterproductive because Harold was too airborne to actually access the golden poo.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, okay, sure. The water, because he's zooming around on top, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the poo is affected by gravity.
It's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
But then now it's not. Now it's in the water. Floating in the water.
True, but does it float or sink?
Well, it seemed like he was.
From my experience, it sinks.
But I don't know. Oh, yeah.
But I don't know.
The water had now reached Derrick's neck.
So Derrick's just done nothing.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just like, oh.
But he's still. Sorry. Harold's done something and he's still like, ugh. Shit
copying,
idea.
And then suddenly he's gargling water.
Yeah. The water had now reached Derrick's neck. Olivia Flatching had gathered enough of the golden poo to decide to retire from the event as she was struggling to apparate around.
Because of the water, I think.
Oh, okay. Harold dove down like a praying eagle to swoop onto the poo. Derrick knew it was now or never.
Ooh.
He looked out into the crowd where he could see Blade watching him closely. And then he did it. He spirit jumped.
Ooh.
Oh.
This, of course, being the concept from the last book where you can basically teleport, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it.
You can put your spirit
Into an inanimate object.
Yeah,
Like there's a guitar there. I could spirit jump into the guitar.
But then I think, is your body just there spiritless?
No, I think your body and spirit go together. Like how Jesus rose into heaven.
Oh, yeah.
As the Bible tells us.
Yes. Which is why I feel like people forget about that part.
Yeah.
He comes back from the death, from the dead, and he's alive again.
Then a couple days later.
It was a couple of days.
I think it was a couple
days
days later. He's like,
years.
I'm back, but you know what? You don't need me. I'm out of here. And
see ya.
Almost literally like in the itchy and scratchy thing where it's like, I have to go now. My home planet needs me. And he just ascends up. Jesus died on his way back to his home planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He spirit jumped. He had snuck down into the meeting tent, the suit of armor that had become his second home.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed he would spirit jump into something else. Not the same thing as last
That's his trademark.
Okay. Now he was inside the armor, feeling like a knight.
Nice.
Engorgio. He cast the enlargement spell on himself and brought himself to the size of Godzilla Neville.
Oh.
God, this is like Power Rangers.
This is, yeah.
Or Godzilla.
It's a lot of powering up and not really using magic, just using magic to get yourself into a bigger form. It's very Digimon,
Yes. Well,
Pokemon.
I now have to continue. Sorry. He cast an enlargement spell on himself and brought himself to the size of Godzilla Neville. The song "Thanks for the Memories" by Fallout Boy began playing on the speakers. It was go time.
I'm gonna make it better gray. I'll put it in. Maybe.
In case God doesn't show.
Well, let the good times roll. Let the good roll. You know that song was like in an ad for the AFL back when we were kids.
Oh, cool.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's how I found out about the song.
Really?
I think so.
I feel like you would have already known.
One night and one more time.
Thanks for the memories, even if they weren't so great. He'll
Tastes like you, only sweeter.
I was talking about this song with someone just recently. Or was it
It's
you?
a pretty big song. It wasn't me. I never talk about this song.
Why would they say thanks? Because they said thanks. I was talking about it with Ash Williams yesterday. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. So is it like you've?
I think it's like I've learned from that. Even though the memories aren't great, I learn from it. Yeah.
Okay. So now we've got Derrick as a giant knight
Yep.
of armor.
Yep. And
armor.
Godzilla as a
And
Neville as a Godzilla.
and it's go time. We've got when Derrick charged out, everyone looked like an ant. Even Dyldo and his fucking dumbass turtle thing, and Harold on his broomstick.
That really feels like the narrator editorializing.
This is a stupid idea, but I've already written it down. The entire arena went silent, in awe of what they were seeing. That son of a bitch. He's done it, Blade said enthusiastically.
This is a long chappy, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. What? 14-year-old holding a spirit jump? Impossible! Cheating! Boxer said.
Yo, that shit easy, Dad. That ain't shit.
Buckety Duckety Dog responded. Quiet! Boxer yelled in Fuckety's ear.
Oh, quiet. Poor fuckity.
Yep. Derrick charged at Godzilla Neville, tackling him to the ground and slamming him around. One night and one more time, thanks from a memory. Sorry, it doesn't say that. It just, He scooped up various bits of golden poo and placed them in his armor compartment for storage. Olivia looked on from the tent.
Oh my God. He's amazing.
She said.
That was so good of me.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Every student from every school was in absolute awe of what Derrick had achieved. Godzilla Neville was down, and Derrick had collected by far the most poo. Okay, now this doesn't feel like the right time, but this is just a reminder that Derrick is a disgrace to all wizards, Harry said over the PA. Every single person booed him and started chanting, Derrick, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
Love that for Derrick.
It was a level of elation that Derrick had never felt before in his life.
Wow.
End of
That
chapter.
that's
One
actually...
night and one night.
I'm going to make a big call. That's my favorite chapter
Wow.
of the podcast ever. That was so good. That was
was
so
really good.
action-packed. You had actual magic
Gonna make
thingies.
it and then break.
I
can
feel like
picture it.
I feel like most of the chapters are just the boys talking and doing nothing, and then we get a chapter like this where everything happens.
Yes.
There's a kaiju battle. There's like
Oh my
animorphs.
God. Yeah. Fuck, man. That was crazy. You know what? And, oh, God, I want to celebrate this.
Yeah.
And it still is a cool scene.
Yeah.
But now that I know that everything is stolen from other things or borrowed, because I was like, why is this so familiar to me? This does remind me a lot of when in Shrek 2 with the giant gingerbread, giant Gingy. I need a hero.
I need a hero. And that is all for this week's episode of Harry Potter and the Boys. Now
Tune in next week.
We will hand it back to, if you listen to the Patreon, you will see that we were doing a behind the scenes featurette with some hosts of an American program. They will finish the show.
Finish the show.
Wow, thank you so much, Mike and Sam.
What an honor to witness that live.
I can't believe they just do it. Just comes to them. I couldn't do that.
How good was that, everybody?
Woo! Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we will sign up. We didn't know they were going to get us to do this.
Wow.
We will sign off the episode the way they do.
This feels so crazy to do.
I know, because I love the show.
I love the show so much, and I always say it along with them as I listen.
So,
but I guess
goodbye,
Homoris.
Yeah,
I think we did it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, back to you. Tomorrow on the show, we have Will Anderson.
And he's going to be talking all about his podcast, Will Zosophy. He will see you tomorrow.